Goal Collective, you have a really big purpose on planet Earth. I'm getting major star energy for you. If you're a part of this collective, you're people who have been beaten down, and over a period of time, you have been diluted with other people's energy. Your essence has been diluted by other people trying to quote unquote make you stronger, by other people telling you that you're like quote unquote weak for your softness. Um, your golden energy was one that was also fraught with chaos because you weren't allowed to exist in an environment that nurtured and sustained you. You were in an environment that was constantly beating you down, constantly telling you you're too soft to be durable, constantly adding like these amalgamations to you and making you into like 14 karat gold instead of 24 karat gold, right? That's the imagery that comes through a lot for this collective. So these are people who have been through trigger warning, schmegul abuse, people who've been through some potentially domestic violence situations, just really challenging, difficult situations. And you have managed to transmute that energy and reclaim your divine essence. And that's what's so beautiful and strong and empowering about you as a collective is that you found a way to make yourself 24 karat gold again. So this is a message for you that you're reclaiming your star power. You're coming out with some things right now that are really brilliant and shining to see. And this is pissing some people off because you were never supposed to rise up and be the victor. Even though you're gold, which is literally first place, you are always supposed to be the stepping stone. You are always so sorry. My throat chakra is closing up all of a sudden. It's really interesting. Sorry. Yeah, clearly someone doesn't want me to get this message out to you, but like you were always supposed to be the stepping stone for other people. You were always supposed to give your power away. You are always supposed to dilute yourself to make other people stronger, to make other people more shiny and more brilliant. The way other people have worn your energy collective is disgusting. The way that other people have paraded about your beauty, your innovation, your ideas, your brilliance is sickening. The way that other people have pretended to be you and claimed your energy and claimed your destiny, despicable. Um, you are finally rising up because you had enough. And so you're in this era of reclaiming your divine essence. Like you are like going throughout the earth, like hunting to the ends of the earth and back to get back every piece of you that was lost, every piece that was taken, stomped on, repurposed into something else. Like you're going and getting it all back. And so what's so brilliant and amazing about you collective is like no one can mess with you now because you have alchemized this 24 karat gold into something that is even more solid, even more cherished, and become extremely valuable in the process. You've managed to get rid of a lot of impurities that were clouding your energy. You've managed to get rid of a lot of things that were slowing you down and harming your progress. You've softened a lot too. So before you used to be really tough, like this really difficult exterior to penetrate because you were told you had to be tough. You were trained and raised that way. But now you're seeing the strength in your softness. Um, excuse me, confirmation burp. Oh my gosh, I this is my third channeling I'm doing tonight, and I've just been having like crazy confirmations here left and right. So it's which is exciting. Um, anyway, yeah. So, what's going on for you now? What you need to know for about the week or two ahead is you're going to have some really big changes coming in, and you need to not freak out at these changes. These are all being sent to divinely align with your purpose. You need to follow some intuitive nudges you're getting, and I know they're going to seem crazy. Um, but there's what's this word coming through? Like barbelo or something like that, or promiscu. Like there's some I wonder if this is in a foreign language, but there is or maybe bungalow. There's something specific coming through for someone here in this collective, but it feels very intangible. Just trust that like your intuitive nudges that you're getting this week are so impactful collective, and it's not just for you, it's for your mission. Okay, it's for your divine inheritance, it's for your journey and your spirituality. You need to be listening to these nudges, and the reason they're going to sound like chaotic and unfocused is because you haven't been focusing in on your energy for that long. So you don't really know the full extent of your energy. The more you grapple with your energy, the more you'll understand how it works, but it doesn't work the same way that other people's energy works. Some people become tougher by literally getting harder. You become tougher by literally becoming softer. Um, your softness is your superpower. Your compassion is not weakness, but it's strength. So your collective is great at alchemizing. You're a great alchemizer. Um, and you have the gift of the Midas touch. And this is a really rare gift. This is the gift that whatever you touch will prosper. And that's when you pour your full divine source essence into that project, it will prosper. It literally has no choice but to, because your blueprint was designed for success. That's why people are so greedy to have your blueprint. That's why so many people covet your energy and try to take from you with your energy and your beauty and like your virtue. Like, take that how you will, right? Like, people want things that you have. It's this very covetous, like, vibe about you that, like, not that you're coveting, but other people want to covet your things. So you becoming empowered is so crucial for changing the game, because now these people can't access your energy, right? So that's a big part of what your journey has been, is learning that you are actually perfectly fine in your divine softness. You did not have anything wrong with you. You were built like amazingly perfect just as you were. And this whole journey was to teach you about the importance of softness. That's what you're learning in this lifetime, is how to be soft in the face of so much hardness. Um, yeah. Let me see what else here. I gotta switch my hand for the mic I'm holding. Yeah, so it's time for you to take back your divine essence. You are doing so and you have done so, but like, you need to keep taking back more, like keep reminding yourself, because your energy requires really specific kinds of maintenance. You require maintenance that other people may not require to the same extent. You may get worn out. Excuse me. Sorry, feeling a big clearing in my heart area. Wow. Okay, this is pretty big. And also the throat chakra. Yeah, you require a lot of really specific maintenance, collective, because you're delicate. You are like jewelry. You're not meant to be pounded into the ground. You're meant to be like adorning necks. You're meant to be on mounted on walls. Like, you're meant to be spotlighted and highlighted. You're not meant for a hard life. You're meant for a soft life. And so you're being set up by spirit now to have that soft life, because you have learned all the lessons you need to learn. You're actually, this like thrills me to say it. I'm getting like big chills. You are done learning your lessons. And that's really rare, collectives. I'm getting like some of you are like quite young too, like only in your 30s. And like, that's, and you, some of you maybe are even younger than that, but that's like an incredible thing to have speed run, fast track your timeline to that extent that you are done learning your lessons. Now, you're gonna still learn things, but it's like life is on easy mode now, and you're gonna be learning advanced lessons. Okay. I don't know why the phrase eugenics is coming through, but maybe that is meaningful for something you've been researching, or I don't know, but that phrase is coming through. You're going to be learning things that are very particular to your journey now, collective. Like, you're in new game plus mode. Not that you're starting over, but so maybe we'll call it game plus mode. You're in this mode where everything is still existing, but yet like you have unlocked this extra skill tree, and this extra skill tree just makes everything so much easier for you. And you've also unlocked this level of discernment that makes you really quick at figuring out what other people are about. And people spend years, collective, learning the lessons that you have learned. And I'm feeling this really divine confidence coming from this collective of like, yes, I like you, like you're thinking, yes, like I have alchemized, I have learned, I have been through a lot, and like I've become soft again, and now I'm learning and enjoying. Like, you've really reached this almost nirvanic state of bliss in yourself, even though life gets really tough and and hard at some points. It is nothing like what you went through, collective. Like, you went to the absolute brink at times, and by a miracle, by lots of miracles I'm getting, you survived and you pushed through. And now you're claiming your divine inheritance while you still have time left to live. And that's super rare. A lot of people don't get that until like after they die, right? Like they get their spiritual boon, if you will, in that next life, or um, they like right at the end of their life, or they just kind of enjoy it in the afterlife, if you will. Like they incarnate on a different planet where things are easier. But yeah, like you guys just have like and entering creator mode in Minecraft, right? That kind of energy. Um, where you have just really slipped into this different timeline. And it's so different, collective, than what your lineage is used to. Like you chose to incarnate in a lineage where that does not happen. You incarnated in a lineage where people stay trapped for decades in painful, abusive, narcissistic cycles, because these are incredibly dense and difficult energies to understand, collective. Especially when you are so compassionate, you are fueled by love. You're a collective that is really in love with the idea of love, and you're really in love with people and the humanity of things, and it hurts you when things are not in alignment with that. You're like, how can that be? How can that exist? If you know, if source is love, how could this be not love, right? um but contrast is how we understand things. And so you were pushed to a point of understanding that almost broke you. So I'm getting, but you managed to alchemize that understanding and found peace with it. Like you learn to find peace with things that they're like so horrible and difficult to explain and comprehend, that like there's just no way to explain your level of comprehension, basically. Like you went to such depths that truly someone would have to be there to understand it. um you know, like you can only really understand how certain people operate in such an evil way if you've seen it. um and then it really it forever changes your perspective, right? Because I see you adopt this attitude of like, well, it could be worse, you know. Well, I've seen it be this way, so it could always be different. Like some people have this really shallow perspective on what bad is. Like they might get served a bad meal and that ruins their whole day. And collective, you're like, you got served a bad meal and that ruined your whole day. Like, wow, wow, what a blessing that is, that that's the worst thing that's happened to you, right? Like you have this not necessarily that you tell them that, but it's kind of that attitude, right? Where you're able to look at other people's pain and difficulties and challenges and be like, wow, what a blessing that that's all that person is dealing with in that moment. You know, like what a blessing that's what they're learning, because it could be way worse. um yeah, it's the kind of spiritual wisdom that only comes from deep pain. It's not a source of arrogance. It's not from a source of superiority. It's like you've also been there, so you understand it. And it makes you really tremendously compassionate towards these people, because when you understand, collective, that most people only have a concept of pain as deep as maybe half of what you do, or even the shallow end of what you do, it gives you a lot of sympathy when people have these big attitudes and these dramatic reactions and this arrogance. You're like, oh, I see, it's because the depth of your understanding is actually so shallow. You cannot comprehend what true evil is or what true bad luck is. Like, oh, I see. So you're able to like alchemize these difficult, intensely tumultuous like relationships and personalities and conflicts, and in translate them into something that is beneficial. It's a skill that not a lot of people have. And I hope I'm expressing that energy adequately. But like your spirit is able to put you in situations where you alchemize and neutralize a lot of things that would have a very like bad chemical reaction. Um, if someone was put in there who was a very reactive personality type, right? Like imagine putting baking soda down and then putting like vinegar on it and it has that fizzy reaction, right? But you act almost as like salt. So if vinegar gets put on the salt, it doesn't have the dramatic reaction that baking soda does, right? There's something about like chemical compounds being very significant, like chemical makeup being very different. So like you have alchemized yourself to a point where you are no longer a like reactive corrosive metal. Like you are a metal that does not like corrode other things, if that makes sense, or at least you're like a substance that doesn't corrode other things. But yeah, sometimes you have been corroded by other things, because that is the nature of the world, is that things corrode. And excuse me, and then things are corroded by other things. Yeah. So really interesting as always to connect with your energy goal, collective. Like it's just you have this really powerful big presence and it's just like fearless determination. It's very Leo energy. whether you have that in your chart or not. It's extremely Leo. Um, it's like a bold sense of purpose that you stepped into. You may have your MC in Leo. You may have major placements in Leo, like your love, Venus may be in Leo. Um, but yeah, there's just something very big and bold about your destiny, and it feels Leo to me. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, I'm actually getting that that's the end of your message for today. So I hope that is helpful for you. It was lovely checking in with you, Gold Collective. It has been a minute. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Helps support the channel and helps me to connect with your energy better, as well as make this channel grow so it reaches the people it needs to. And with that being said, that's all for now. So bye.